And then after I went into the McLaren Senna, which is literally taking you into another dimension. So the S2000, yeah, I knew it's a reliable car. And obviously, I mean, you don't own an S2000 and don't go to the track, right? I mean, it's a track day car. I took it to the track without any modification. It was absolutely perfect. Always, I like to document myself, and I was always genuinely interested into cars. So I never wanted to touch the engine. Okay, no supercharger, no turbo whatsoever. The engine is perfect as it is. But yeah, I wanted a brake upgrade. So the first thing I did is a brake upgrade. So I put a big brake kit on it from Tarox, a 6-piston. Like it's a big brake kit for a small car. Amazing braking power, right? So brakes, suspension, a bit lower, much more stiffer, and I did a lot of track days with it. The gearbox is basically one of the best gearboxes in the world, and I'm not joking. I mean, even coming from a Porsche GT3 owner who tried the car, told me that the gearbox was amazing. It's so short, and it's bolted on the engine directly, right? So it's really amazing. So I have a 2008. I have ESP on the car, but I can totally disconnect it. So you really you learn to drive a rear-wheel drive car with not too much power, so that's okay. Though on the limits, it's very difficult because you don't have much power. Once a car goes, it's difficult to get back. But it's still a very good car to learn hidden tow, to learn how to drive like a rear-wheel drive car. It's a 50-50 weight distribution car. So it's perfectly balanced. It's genuinely a fun car to drive. Always put a smile on your face. And the engine revving to 9,000 RPM. You get anyone in the car, rev up to 9,000. Everyone get the feeling you're going to break the engine, but you won't, right? The engine is just like that. So car community, I don't know. I think one always get dragged and attracted by what he likes, right? I think the first sense of community I had was from the S2000 group. I got spotted on the track actually by a guy saying, "Hey, I'm part of the S2000 group. Do you mind joining?" And I was part of the WhatsApp group, right? And it's been years and years and years that I wasn't part of the WhatsApp group. And then from one track day event to one car events and community, I've been to different groups, so Team Schnell, Dubai Drive, 9 Degree Car Club, maybe others at some point, which I joined and left as well. You can't be part of all the groups, but they are quite demanding, some of them. But yeah, I think it's the beauty, I think, of Dubai is depending on the type of group you are in. So the 9 Degree Car Club is a supercar owner group, and I respect that, no problem at all. But you have also, and that's a fantastic group, by the way, like a lot of cool guys and fantastic cars. And then you have other which are just either specific group like JDM groups or German car groups or whatever, or mixed groups as well. And the beauty of those groups, I think it goes with the community as well here in the UAE, is nobody's judging. They're just groups of car people or car enthusiast people. And it doesn't matter what, if you drive a really shit-looking car, as long as you like cars, you're part of the group. It could be a shit car, or if there is such thing as a shitty car, or just badly conditioned because the guy, maybe the person doesn't have money to maintain it properly, right? But he still likes cars, right? So, and you just get dragged, and everyone is nice, right? So there's no one looking down at you in the same way that people could be a bit snobbish in France, for example, with cars, right? They don't mix up, with rich and poor people. But here, everybody's super open. And when I came to the UAE, and I rented a car like fairly quickly because I need, I felt the need to drive. And I stopped at the petrol station, and I had a Toyota Yaris, and I see the Nissan GTR, right? It was just out, right, 2009, and so obviously I go out of the car and I go and check the car, and it was belonging to an Emirati guy, and I checked the car, and I checked the car, and I checked the car, and the Emirati guy tells me, "You like it?" I say, "I freaking love it," right? So, and the guy does what? He throws me the key. I swear to it, he throws me the key, and he tells me, "Wait for the petrol and take it for a spin." So, what do you mean? Yeah, take it for a spin. So I was like confused, I was still new in the UAE. Is that a scam or is it something fishy? But the guy looked genuine, right? I start getting in the car and I'm waiting for the guy to come with me. And I look out of the window, so you're coming, and say, no, I'm gonna have a McDonald's. I said, what is this, right? And the guy told me, don't worry, I have 3. No, I was like, where am I, right? And I took the GTR for a spin, right? The car got 1,000 kilometers on it. And the guy just gave me the key. It was one of the best experience ever, right? And it helps you, right? And I think, I mean, and you know, karma, you know, so obviously it taught me a lesson, be generous. And so I own a KTM Crossbow, which is, for me, a very expensive car. And a car, you have an accident, you're screwed because it's carbon monocoque. The car is dead, right? But one day the car was in a workshop, and the owner of the workshop is calling me and say, hey, I have that customer who would really love a spin because he's interested to buy that car, and do you mind if I take him for a spin? I said, no, just go, it's okay. And I was there, right? So I was just waiting, and the guy thanked me and all of it, and that was it. 1 year later, I'm in Dubai Autodrome for another track day, and what do I see? I see a McLaren Senna, white and blue, and there was a massive amount of people around it, obviously, and I go out of the track. He went on the track as well, obviously. He was murdering absolutely everyone, and I go and I park next to it and was like crying, cause so beautiful. And so that's beautiful, but so impressive, right? It looks menacing and looks just freaking fun. And I go and see the car and say, I'm really sorry, you probably have like 50 people who came already, but I would really, really enjoy, it's just one lap, but just one lap with you. And the guy looked at me and he said, you don't recognize me, don't you? I said, I'm sorry, no. He said, 1 year ago, you accepted to give me a spin in your KTM Crossbow when you were there in the workshop. The least I can do is taking you for a ride. He took me for 12 laps. And not only that, he was here with his racing instructor, who came with also his own GT3 RS WESAC package. So the guy told me, I need to take that woman for a spin. Go with my racing instructor in the GT3 RS. So I went for 10 laps with his racing instructor. That were like, he was a complete animal with the car. So that only was a massive experience, and I've never been in the GT3 RS yet. The one with the WESAC package on it, right? And then after I went into the McLaren Senna, which is literally taking you into another dimension, right? The braking is out of this world, like really, it's out of this world. I was like shocked, and I went into a lot of different cars. The moral of the story is karma. Be generous, because eventually it will come back.